All right, Paper Matches by Paulette Jiles, and since this is a pretty short poem, I'm going to read it. My aunts washed dishes while the uncles squirted each other on the lawn with garden hoses. Why are we in here? I said, and they are out there. That's the way it is, said Aunt Hetty, the shriveled up one. I have the rages that small animals have, being small, being animal. Written on me was a message, at your service, like a book of paper matches. One by one, we were taken out and struck. We come bearing supper, our heads on fire. Well, this too is free verse, like some of the other poems we've read so far, and it's certainly filled with rage. Also, like at least one or two other poems that we've read so far. And so, let's start with who is the speaker in this poem. Well, I'm assuming that since we have the line, why are we in here, I said, and they are out there. That's the way it is, said Aunt Hetty, the shriveled up one. This sounds like the speaker in the poem to me is a child, and most likely a female child, and because it sounds like the type of question a child would ask. It would be harder to imagine an adult, maybe even 18 or 20 years old, asking Aunt Hetty this question and Aunt Hetty answering in that way. It seems like a teaching moment to a child. So, uh, right away, how does this fit in with the other poems we've read so far as gender role constructions and just the powerlessness of a female, or at least what's expected of a female in today's society? So the child is noticing, boy, the women here, we're doing work. Washing dishes while uncles are out on the lawn having fun, spraying water with each other with a garden hose. Um, and Aunt Hetty just seems resigned to this. Look, that's the way it is. And since she's the shriveled up one, she would certainly be much older and perhaps much more comfortable with a more traditional female role in a family situation than a young child who's noticing all of this and saying, well, wait a second, this is not fair, this is wrong. So the analogy is made to a book of matches. Uh, what then is a woman good for? This speaker in the poem, this child is asking herself, are we just like a book of matches? You know, we do the task and then we're disposed of, like when you strike a match and once the flame goes out it's not useful anymore. We toss it aside because the poem closes with one by one we were taken out and struck. We come bearing supper, our heads on fire. So just like the match is useful in that moment when the flame is lit and not useful at all afterwards, well, when the women come out bringing the food, bringing the supper, is that the moment where they are analogous to the match, where they're on fire? That's their useful moment. And once they bring the supper, I guess not so useful anymore, the way the child sees it. So when they bring supper, their heads are on fire, and afterwards, not so useful. Well, I hope that interpretation helps you with understanding the poem, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.